competition that exists in the fashion magazine business is legendary, and the newest saga in this continuing war was the recent relaunch of Harper's BAZAAR. To resurrect the 125-year-old magazine to its former days of glory, Harper's hired Liz Tilberis, formerly of British Vogue. To celebrate her debut, about 1,000 people turned up to Saks Fifth Avenue. The famous New York department store recently held its 13th annual tribute to American designers, and socialites in the design community showed up for an ambitious celebration of the new, revamped Harper's BAZAAR magazine.
The new Harper's BAZAAR will make a big contribution to the fashion world. It looks great. And
How
it's another point of view.
Do you think, from the old one?
Considerably.
In what way?
More sophisticated, certainly more stylish. It's a very handsome publication.
In trouble in the last few years, Harper's is trying to recapture the heyday of the magazine, a time when it epitomized the very height of elegance and style. Unlike the last decade, where Harper's fell drastically into hard times and was brutalized by the competition.
I think that they were always in competition with Vogue and maybe being a little bit behind because they weren't in recent years being as avant-garde as they formerly were.
While the magazine business is used to competition, it still gets shaken up every now and again. Elle's young and funkier look spurred Vogue into a fighting match for the key younger reader and cost some important players their jobs.
This is beautiful. No, this is wonderful. I think this is the tip for it.
Grace Mirabella was unceremoniously fired as editor of Vogue and replaced by Anna Wintour, formerly of British Vogue, and Harper's chose Liz Tilberis, Wintour's former assistant, to revamp Harper's and start the War of the Poses.
Now, Anna Wintour is probably a little bit nervous because she'd been feeling like she had a monopoly on fashion publication. And at the moment, that's not the case.
Adding fuel to the fire, Elle magazine, feeling left out of the hype war, stepped up the challenge to their rivals with this bold ad.
I think it's really great to have a choice. I read Vogue magazine, I read Mirabella magazine, I read Elle magazine, I read Harper's BAZAAR. And I think that they all have a look, and they all sort of edit fashion the way they see it.
But whether these magazines really offer the reader something different from each other is questionable. Take the much-anticipated September debut issues of Vogue and Harper's. Both publications had 4 articles covering the same topics. So while presentation may be different, in fact, substance is similar. If presentation is the name of the game, Harper's choice of fighting for a new, fresher look relies ironically on borrowing from the past.
I think we made a much quieter fashion magazine. I mean, we really chose that word elegance very carefully, and I think we felt that there's an awful lot of rushing, and we wanted to slow everything down and make it just elegant and very pure and very quiet and calm, and I hope we achieved it.